Hey all, Hipper here. So I'm finally back with another video in the series of legendary players here, and this video here is on a player that I've met many times over the last 3 years, and it's always a challenge, and especially when we meet up division versus division, and I've also met him solo, and like I said, a very accomplished player and definitely worthy of the legendary player emblem or whatever you want to call it. So let's cut to the chase immediately here, and the player I've selected for this legendary video here is Red October TT, and TT is just his clan tag, so we'll just call him Red October from now on, or Red. Now I've changed the format of this video a little bit based on some of the feedback I've gotten, and this time I'm actually running Red October's gameplay in the background, because some of you asked for that. You thought the other videos were too boring, and that's alright, we'll do it this time then. And please give me some feedback on what you think about this. It's, grabbed from Twitch, so the quality is not the best, but still you'll get a pretty good insight in Red's gameplay here. And I might add that this battle here is the damage record in Republic that Red just set yesterday, I believe, actually. pretty random there. So I decided, well, I'll put this in the video. Why not? I believe it's the damage record. I could be wrong, but nonetheless, it's a pretty impressive battle anyway. Some of you also asked for these players' stats, and Red has been kind enough to actually allow us all to dig into them, so I'm showing them here in the video. So you can see he's played nearly 30,000 battles. That's a lot. I mean, I think I play a lot, and I have, well, I don't know, 15,000 or something like that. But Red is just in the whole other league. So as you can see, 71% win rate, and the stats are all very impressive, really. So let's just jump on to the next page. So naturally the next screen is also very impressive. You can see here there's nothing mediocre about that. And there's something that I look for is Warships spotted. And you can see Red is high there, 1.4. And he's not, a primary destroyer player, so that's actually really good. And it looks like Red is suffering from the potential damage bug as well, as most old players are. That's pretty much cutting it in half or even worse. It's a bug that Wargaming still hasn't fixed. Some of you also asked for medal counts, and again, Red has been nice enough to actually provide that. You can see nearly 4,000 high calibers. That's a lot. 20 solo warriors, and of course, we don't know if that's standard, all of them. Nearly 500 Krakens, also quite impressive there. And the last medals here are the more, the less interesting ones, especially the weird ones from the Stellar Clash and all that stuff. But anyway, now you can see them, and hopefully all players in the future in these videos will allow me to show their stats. And if not, we'll see how we go. Okay. Let's move into the questions here. And as usual, the first question is, when did you start playing Legends? And I remember running into Red right from the beginning, so it's no surprise that he's saying that he's been playing for 3 years since the game was released. So yeah, same as myself. And like I said, I've met him many times over the years. Alright, moving on to the next question, and it is, what made you start playing Legends? Red says that I used to play on PC, and I heard the game was released on console. That's not dissimilar to myself, because I never really played this game on PC. After I played it on mobile, I installed the PC version for a little bit, but then Legends came out, and I just never got started on PC. Alright, next question is, which platform do you play on? And Red, like myself, plays on Xbox. Alright, moving on to the next question, and it is, what is your favorite ship? And Red says that Stalingrad is his favorite ship, with 23.5 kilometer range build, 22 kilometer base, using Iron Be Delightful. And that's the premium commander, by the way. It's nice to be in open water and fire from concealment because I am beyond the spotting range of most ships, effectively firing over the horizon. And yeah, I mean, it all makes sense to me. I'm not a big fan of Stalingrad, though. I tend to get pretty bored in that ship, and I don't even have it because I rented it back when it was available for rental, and I thought, yeah, I don't know. I thought it was too much like Alaska, so I'm not gonna spend 2 million global XP on that ship. Only if it, gets buffed or something interesting happens to it. But right now, I can live very nicely without that ship. Alright, moving on to the next question, and it is, what is your favorite class? And here, Red's kind of picking between two classes, really, because he says his favorite class is battle cruisers, because I enjoy taking wide flanks and pressuring the enemy with a crossfire. So if I'm interpreting this right, then Red's favorite class is something in between, battleship and a cruiser. So something like, for example, the Stalingrad and Alaska. But that's my interpretation, and we don't have a class called battle cruisers as such in the game, except for the new German line, and still they are called battleships and not called battle cruisers. But anyway, moving on. So again, from the feedback, some of you asked me to ask these legendary players which other players they are looking out for, and I thought that's a really good question actually. So I've asked Red that question as the first one, and Gixacon he's looking out for, and I can totally echo that. He's also one of the absolute menaces on the red team, so I always keep an eye out for him, especially because if he's in the game, he's likely to be in a division with two other very good players. So like Red says, Gixacon, because he has solid positioning and in-depth game knowledge, makes him tough opposition, and that's very true. Also Chewy Bubblegum, as he's fairly unpredictable, which makes him dangerous, and again, I can totally agree here. Chewy is just, you never know what to expect from that player, and of course, both of these players are on my list for legendary videos, so I will do a video on them, and probably Gixacon will be next actually. So next up, I am asking Red what his favorite tier is, and like pretty much everybody else I've asked, he is answering, I enjoy tier 7. Because the ships are more competitive, and I don't think it's fair for experienced players to club seals at lower tiers. And well, yeah, I agree. Tier 7 is also my favorite tier. For me, tier 7 is closely followed by legendary tier, and other than that, I don't really play any other tiers really, and I kind of agree with Red here as well that, seal clubbing, yeah, there's not much fun in that, is there? Alright, on to the next question, and it is, what is your favorite map? And again, most people answer the same thing here, and it's Two Brothers. Red says, because I like to push into the channel, and that's the channel in the middle, and hold off the red team's ships hostage, and then pick them off while my team pushes the flanks and gain crossfires. It's a very effective division tactic, and yeah, that's true. I have felt that myself on numerous occasions, and I understand why people really like Two Brothers. I love that map as well. It's not my favorite, but it's one of my absolute favorites as well. Okay, and next up, I'm asking, what is your least favorite map? And yet again, I seem to get the same answer. I believe everyone has answered this map here for their least favorite map, and it is Shards. Red says, because when I spawn in the middle, my flanks always fold and run away, subjecting me to unnecessary crossfire because most people don't understand how to play that map. And that's perfectly true, yes. The middle spawn there is kind of, a downer, really. But I don't think it's as bad as other maps at all. Actually, Shards is my favorite map. And it's my favorite map when I spawn on one of the flanks. When I spawn in the middle, it's like above average. It's still a good map, I still enjoy it, but I have a lot more fun when I spawn on the flanks, because just like Red says, the flanks are so important on this map here. I mean, if you don't hold your flank, you're going to lose the game for your team pretty much. And I also like this map here because there's really nowhere to hide. Ships can pretty much, if they're in the middle of the map, they can pretty much hit anywhere on the map. And if you want to win this map, you have to push in. And I like maps where you actually have to push in. So anyway, if we just keep an eye on Red's game here, he's almost at 200,000 damage now with a high caliber, and there's still 5 minutes left. Okay, and we'll be moving on to the next question here, and it's pretty much what is the best thing about Legends? And that is that an almost PC quality game is available on console, and yeah, again, I agree. It's not exactly like the PC version, but I actually think it's better than the PC version. Alright, and we're moving on to the next question here, and it is, what is the worst thing about Legends? The worst thing is that it deviates so much from PC and the mobile development taking precedence over clans and training rooms and general game development. Well, and I can only agree here. Not that it deviates so much from PC, I actually think that's a good idea, but everything else I agree with. Like, Wargaming keeps telling us that the mobile development isn't taking away resources from the main game here, but I mean, sure it is. I mean, no matter how you look at it, those resources could be used in a better way, and it's just the way it is, and there's nothing we can do about it. Clans and training rooms, at least we know now for a fact that training rooms will arrive before Christmas, or perhaps for the Christmas update. I'm kinda thinking it'll actually come for the Christmas update, but we'll wait and see. At least it's on the roadmap now officially. Okay, we'll jump on to the next question here. And do you play mostly alone or with friends? And Red says, I enjoy the teamwork aspect of playing in divisions and coordinating with my clan, but also enjoy the challenge of playing solo and like to test my abilities by playing solo also. And again, I totally agree here. Like I said, I have 15,000 battles, and I think I have 99% of those solo, because I really enjoy solo. As much as I complain about bad teams and teammates, I just think it's a lot of fun. Well, obviously, otherwise I wouldn't play with this game here for 3 years, right? Of course, divisions are also fun, but it changes the game completely, I think. And you know, you have to not just be so thinking about yourself in a division. You actually have to think about setting up stuff for your teammates. So it's a very different game, solo versus division, and of course that's a good thing. So anyway, let's just have a look at the gameplay here. Red is at 276,000 damage here. Alright, moving on to the last question here. And it is, if you could have one thing next update. And again, just like pretty much everybody else, the answer is the same. Clans and training rooms and in-depth stats. And I agree, again, not surprisingly. Especially stats is something that I've been going on and on about in the last 3 years, because I want to be able to filter my performance based on ship, based on map, based on solo, based on division, based on anything I would like to look into. And right now I can't do that. And I know in the recent blog post, actually only I think yesterday actually, again, Wargaming said yes, improved stats will be out before Christmas. So I mean, that's great, but the screenshots they gave us, they don't really look much like improved stats. They look like slightly improved stats. Let's put it like that. I know there's like the individual ships page missing. They haven't shown us that one yet, so I'm putting a lot of faith in that one, because really what was in the screenshots we were shown, pretty much the same thing we have already. Anyway, Red's also saying he's an extremely competitive player, and that's true, and have nurtured his clan for 3 years, and that's the TT clan, the Terror Tactics, by the way, if you weren't aware of that. So we are slowly approaching the end of Red's battle here, and I'm sure it's no surprise that I'm going to tell you that he's going to crack 300,000 damage in Republic here before he gets, well, torped to death. And I mean, it's a pretty close battle, this one. It's 2 versus 2, and the points are not that far apart. It's about 100 points separating the teams. And I thought it was a very interesting battle, so I thought I would put it in the video, because also some of you said, like I said in the beginning, that the videos were too boring without a battle in the background. So hopefully this helps out a little bit. So hope you enjoyed this legendary player video, guys, and please give me some feedback if you still think it can be improved, because as you can see, I am listening to you. So see you out there.